What an evening to be in Bath. A golden light's been drifting over this beautiful city as its beating heart prepares to pulse, the wreck expectant. Bristol defiant, bristling, spoiling for a scrap, just the way we like it. It's playoff time. Hold nothing back. And of course, we need to look at the sides. These are the men facing the fire. Barring Ollie Lawrence injured, Sam Underhill banned. This is the starting 15 every Bath fan would have named with their eyes shut, I suspect. It's full of power up front, both in terms of set piece and carrying. Tom Dunn has been sensational all season. Will Stewart enjoying the campaign of his life. Ted Hill the same. Behind the scrum, top of the range halfback, so instrumental to their strategy and to their success. Cam Redpath back from an ankle injury in the centres, and the back three pick themselves at the moment. Pace, power, balance. Well, the Bears have been leaning into their Bristolians for inspiration this week. The emotional fuel pretty clear, the visceral loathing of Bath in a sporting context, and an emphasis on the levels of intensity required tonight. No surprise then that Ellis Genge has been front and centre alongside fellow hometown boy George Kloska. James Dunn recalled at lock, Stephen Luatua also returning, but the back line unchanged. Bernhard Janse van Rensburg notching 50 appearances tonight, and those wingers sharing 24 Premiership tries between them this season. So as far as the matchups goes, so much to get your teeth into, Ben.
Oh, there really is. You could have gone for anyone from the front row, anyone from the back row, but the standout for me, if you like collisions, Barbary against Matter, expect fireworks there tonight.
Yeah, my decision, Ellis, the centres at 30 to the 13s are so important tonight. Jomo, since he's come back, has come to some great form end of this season for Bath. He's added that level of X factor, and Van Rensburg in Bristol has been the go-to man to spark something in their attack or get an offload or a pass, whatever it's been. These are the two guys that are going to light this game up.
Caged Bears for the moment, standing room only, a whole lot of testosterone, excitement, nerves, all ready to explode into life. This their first playoff in 4 years, and Bath the front runners for so long. I guess the question for them really whether they can measure up to the expectation, because that is what it is right now. It's no longer a matter of hope. Beaten finalists last year, but they're up against this lot. Ellis Genge making absolutely sure that everybody understands their responsibilities, Ben.
He's pumped up, Ellis Genge, isn't he? I hope there's some control in there, but what an evening we've got ahead of us.
I've been in there with Ellis at Leicester, in those meetings, in those circles. I absolutely loved it when he spoke, and I'm sure the Bristol lads think exactly the same.
Well, this is their fourth playoff in all, Bristol. They've yet to win one. We all know what happened in their last one at Ashton Gate. Bristol beaten from 28-0 up. Pat Lamb's been stoking the fire all week. They know how to beat Bath. They've done it twice this season. And crucially, they're the only ones to have managed it here, which is huge for their belief. Ellis Genge still involved in heated conversation with some of the Bath fans. He's trying to draw upon every last ounce of it.
That's what we need, isn't it? We know how much it means to him. We know how much it means to all the Bristol fans. Been lots in the papers this week.
Premiership Cup champions, Challenge Cup champions, potential treble winners. Ben Spencer leads out the home side. What a sight, what a scene. Finn Russell, a study in concentration, relaxed as ever pre-match. And significantly, this lot feel that the success they've had most recently in these knockout games has helped them understand what it takes to be effective at crunch points in the season. They have the scars, they have the experience now, and of course they have the fans who've been here through rain and shine, and they feel it's their time now. The edge, the advantage of a home playoff, as we know, absolutely priceless. 85% success rate for those playing at home in these playoffs. Christoph Ridley is our referee this evening. He's all wired up, both for sound and for vision. Ref cam in place. The dog of war. He is the embodiment of Bristol's raw emotion and all the aggression they're going to need to bring, because there is a feeling that Bristol have to be a star tonight to take down the hot favourites. It's tribal, it's visceral, it's personal, and Twickenham awaits the winner. They've started early here. 80 minutes at fever pitch. 80 minutes to make the big dance. Bristol playing from left to right. And AJ McGinty stabs it forwards. Taken by de Glanville, who was lassoed early. First touch for Max Ajomo. So influential in these later stages of the season.
Didn't they, Bath? They just a couple of phases to get to the box kick, but that first phase they were willing to go if the opportunity opened up.
My anticipation here, Ali, is that it's going to be so structured. Bath are going to kick the ball off the pitch, stop the game, make it as structured as possible. Don't give Bristol, let them get into the free-flowing rugby.
Gabe Ogray, man of the match, as Bristol beat Bath here in October. Remember, the only side to beat Bath here at the Rec in the regular season.
Momentum.
What a shot from Pepper. Upended McGinty. McGinty's back on his feet. Bristol fans will be glad to know.
Good work.
First carry for Joe Batley as well. First rumble for Genge. Randall and Pepper just a little bit over-exuberant. And the opening penalty of the match going Bristol's way.
Genge to a little bit of because he's only chat with Cameron Redpath.
Someone, don't speak to me, speak to them. Off you go. Off you go.
This is the challenge. Contain those emotions. Channel the fury. Easier said than done.
So this is the advantage of being at home. The noise, the roar from the crowd since that penalty's been given. Just got to stay calm, cool.
He's still at it, Genge. He's having a crack at Cam Redpath now.
That was the reversal.
7-4.
Christoph's just setting his stall out, isn't he, there? Doesn't want any of it. 2 minutes in, cut it out the game.
Who's receiver?
Dunn's line out. Claimed by Quinn Roux. Away from Pepper. Spencer to Russell. Redpath. Barbary holds it back, swung over the top by Russell. This is Hill. Ted Hill, storming run, deep inside the 22. Volume levels rising. Barbary at full tilt. Spencer using the big men. Absolute racket here at the Rec. Again, it's Hill powering forwards towards that 5-metre line. He's got it away to Pepper, who's been wrapped up by Kloska. Urbano.
Advantage.
Dunn playing with an advantage now, Bath.
Number 2 offside.
Brilliant play from Bath. Set up play, they're looking to go quickly here. They don't. Just look how they target Randall. They know that Randall likes to stay in that wide channel in the wing position. I think they're going to tap and go through Dunn. We're not going to see it.
Dunn shakes off the limbs, ready for that battering ram of an approach. Spencer of Barno, upended by Mata. Still they keep it tight, still the power forwards. Bristol fold themselves underneath it very effectively.
Really good from Genge, using his legs to squeeze the ball. Ibitoye's just having a little explore whether he can take a quick drop out here.
Ibitoye is still smiling. Someone can find a way to smile in amongst the chaos.
You can always rely on the wingers, Ali.
AJ McGinty, very much Pat Lamb's lieutenant. Missing for an important chunk of the season, McGinty. Taken in by Russell, his Barbary.
Oh, he slipped. Genge caught him high, but it was a definite slip.
Lovely handling from Ajomo. Thokinasinger straightens. Russell again, delay on the pass. Ajomo, was that forwards out of the hand? It was. And Bristol will have the put in of our first scrum.
This could be nasty, I think. Barbary just completely slips as Genge has pulled the trigger on the tackle. See his left foot going away from him there.
He missed, didn't he? He went under his shoulder.
Yeah, okay.
Foul. No foul play, he slipped.
It's just because it's Ellis again. I think there's more focus on it. So much edginess in this stadium right now. It's so frantic. I'm dying for one team to just calm the game down slightly. Take a breath.
Well, now he's licking his chops because he gets to get up close and personal with his England mate Will Stewart.
Crouch. Bind. Wait. Set. 2, 3, 6.
No give from Bath, it's there for Randall. Fans thought that was not forwards. Randall has it again, drives it north. Muir. It's a good kick, splitting those two Bristol defenders. Noah Heward launches it, and Russell's waiting for that one. Sends this up for de Glanville to chase. Cross comes Randall. Forwards from de Glanville. And a knock-on advantage to the Bears. Genge just whips it back to Ibitoye. That has gone forwards.
Coming back. Knock on.
But the initial knock-on from Bath. Bristol scrum on the 22.
Randall just limping slightly.
Knock on advantage. Scrum right.
That passage of play.
Time off.
I think it was on for Ibitoye there. Just try to get that offload away, and Ibitoye...
Yeah. If he gets in your way or interferes with you, I'll deal with it. Yeah.
It was Fitzharding that couldn't hold it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He's ran over and started chopping me. I don't understand.
What I promise you is I'll treat both teams exactly the same. That's all I can give you, Ellis.
It's clear. He is the focal point, and no man feels the animosity towards Bath more than Ellis Genge. The lightning rod, I guess, Chris, but a man who can really act as a talisman tonight for Bristol.
Yeah, I love the way he plays the game. I'm all for it. But he actually did an interview in the week about how annoyed he gets annoyed that referees keep kind of calling him out, and I think that's why he's questioning so early in this game. But you can understand why Christoph Ridley's done what he's done. I'm just glad we're taking a breath right now, Ali.
What a great battle this is in the front row, Ben. seeing these two potential lions up against each other, and Genge and Stewart in particular.
One of the things is when you play with each other for your international team, you get to know the secrets. You get to know, in working together, what the other one likes to do.
The kick pass from McGinty to Ibitoye, who's in space. Trouble brewing for Bath, taken down by de Glanville. Powers onwards to the 10-metre line. Mata now launched. Randall fizzes it away. Kloska. Tackled by Dunn. Randall, a lot of men in the passing channel, over the top they go. Ibitoye, he's going nowhere. Mata. Genge. Can't evade the low chop from Pepper. Here's Luatua. McGinty again to the boot, little stab forwards. Williams after it. Russell half volleys it away from danger, but Ibitoye's there. Searching potentially for a 50-22.
Inside.
And de Glanville provides the structure.
It's a lovely little kick from AJ McGinty, because he takes the ball quite high, but the way at pace he's able to get it on his foot but keep the control for it not to go too far. Look at that, that is brilliant. Great reaction from Finn Russell. Hits it on the half volley. Just as good a clearance as if he'd caught it cleanly and picked his spot.
It's an awful kick though, Benny. It worked, but it came off his shin. I don't know which way he was going, but it nearly came off. They don't matter in the end as long as they land in the right place, and it creates that kind of 50-50. Could have gone anywhere.
Here's Ogre finding Batley. Lovely ball off the top for Randall and Mata. Double teaming Bath on the tackle front. Luatua swallowed up by Ewells. James Dunn. Something of a breakthrough season for him.
Never on the ball.
McGinty throws the dummy, knocks it on. Bath now with Redpath. Roux battering through Genge.
Advantage over for knock-on.
Ajomo taking on the line, taking on Mata. Russell to Dunn. Off the deck nicely to Quinn Roux.
Steps off.
Spencer's there at speed. Russell now swinging it out to Glanville. Chips over the top. Barbary on the chase. I think probably from an offside position, but McGinty's there and calls for the mark.
Lovely pass from Finn Russell. Saw the rush, knew that they had the extra man because he was the one that had looped round to create it. Saw Bristol fly up and just put that flat ball perfectly for his wing to run onto. He's the extra body. 4 on 3.
Both teams have had
no rush.
a little bit of a success at the touchline. We saw the crossfield kick from Bristol. This beautiful pass from Finn Smith that creates half a break, but no one's been able to capitalise on the back of it yet. Both defences have stood strong after it. We stayed. Well, the game's been played pretty much in both 10 metres each side of the halfway line. No one's been able to get into each other's 22. I know Bath have once.
16 points in the playoff against Sale a year ago for Finn Russell. Most points scored in the regular season in this campaign. And if they are to profit here tonight, he is going to be front and centre of everything.
Ben Spencer and Finn Russell in the Challenge Cup final were outstanding. The pair of them, the way they worked together, controlled the game. Exactly what we want to see from Finn Russell going into the summer, and the Lions, he took control of the game. I mean, we're only 11 minutes in, there's a long way to go yet.
Over the top with the line out, Williams, Van Rensburg, Ravovo. Muir backpedaling, trying to buy himself some time. Hewitt exploding into life. And it's a very good tackle from de Glanville, but the ball recycles. Fitzharding now, using Kloska. Bristol building up a head of steam. Pepper looks for the turnover. Christoph Ridley doesn't like it.
It's a great break from Bristol.
The player on the ground.
Just good awareness. I love watching Van Rensburg play.
Shot called.
He just gets the ball through his hands really quickly, but it's just the little details about running potential defenders off the ball. Watch him after he passes it. Just a little tie up there, just trying to back into the play and make it difficult for him to run around.
Can't help but feel that all South African players have got that in them. Brad Barrett was the worst for me. Oh my, you couldn't go near him in training. He'd break toes, people's faces, and he wouldn't even realise he'd done it. I think Van Rensburg maybe got a little bit of that in him. It was accidental, but he's just written somebody off by accident.
What he's done well there, to not be penalised, you have to arrive in the spot where you know the player's going to run into, rather than step across into their channel. That's what he does really well. He knows where the defender wants to defend after he's passed the ball, and he just occupies that spot. So when they come together, it looks like just a natural incident.
I might be wrong, but that's just my judgment.
First points of the playoff go to Pat Lamb's Bristol, who lead by 3, and I think by conventional wisdom, if Bristol are to come out on top tonight, they need to build a lead early on, if at all possible. Short restart from Russell. Up goes Muir. Gathers it back in.
Great restart from Russell. Saw the space in front of Batley, I think it was.
Russell.
Play on, no
Pepper.
impact, zero impact.
A big role, quite obviously, in the absence of Sam Underhill, who's bound at the moment. Won't be able to play in the final either. A Jomo. Russell now, again that flat pass across the front of the defence. Singer using all of his power and muscle. Dunn, hammered in the tackle. James Dunn up so quick. Russell, a Jomo to Glanville, taking on Ravovo. Done well, made the 22. Stewart, again, hit by that double tackle. And a great counter-ruck from Mata. The ball is Bristol's. And here's Ogre, opening up. Lovely footwork. Mata's joining him. This is where they're so dangerous. Unstructured defences. Williams to Van Rensburg. Hits the gas. Delays the pass for Heward. Heward to Ibitoye. James Dunn keeps it alive. Backdoor offload for Kloska.
He was put there by your clearer.
Randall jabs it through, and they'll take the territory.
So much to unpick of brilliance from Bristol there. The turnover initially, the tackle from Kloska and Genge, probably two people you don't want to run into, drives them back, and that lights the touch paper for a counter-ruck from Bill Mata. They win the ball. Ogre, very, very good in these areas. And then they get to the wide channel. Ibitoye bounces off his wing, comes back against the grain. There's a brilliant offload here. Watch this from Dunn out the back door just as the defender commits. And that is the danger that Bristol can threaten Bath with. When Bath feel comfortable, a sudden turnover and they're gone.
Tell you what Bristol are doing so well at the moment is they're not giving Bath any free ball. They're not giving no penalties away, which Bath have been so used to all season, getting their field position. They're not finding a way into the game because Bristol aren't giving any penalties away.
Here's Barbary, swivels through that first challenge. The intensity, the ferocity of their defence really noticeable as well, Ben. Bristol
shaken by that Barbary carry there. He missed the tackle.
Noah Heward. No Max Malin's, no Rich Lane. So Heward's fitness absolutely key for the Bears. Here's James Williams. Mata.
He deliberately threw it into him. No.
Harding, lovely handling. Batley with the footwork. Bristol beginning to find a few gears now. Genge trying to find a way through Ted Hill. Guy Peppers swept it up for Bath.
I don't know, it was a knock-on by Alfie Barbary in the turnover.
Hammered downfield and Muir is across at high speeds. Here comes Ravovo. Slides past Muir. Slides past to Glanville. And he's still on his way, battering through Spencer. A joke from Ravovo, the Fijians combining. This game, talk about high octane. Here's Fitzharding, Bristol, playing at breakneck pace. McGinty over the top, one-handed gather from Heward. Van Rensburg on the outside, Heward still going. All Bristol at the moment, Bath clinging on. Quick ball for Genge, he's done! That try, nothing less than a sensation from the Bristol Bears. The handling, the dynamism, the adventure.
This is stunning. Ravovo back to the defenders, facing his own line, comes away, bounces off Spencer, and then looks for his big mate Bill Matter. Great tackle from Russell, but they've dragged Bath over to that one-touch line. That clear out from Van Rensburg, without that they don't score it. They were a little bit isolated. Van Rensburg saw this problem, went in, one quick ball, and as soon as they had quick ball they were able to pick off the gaps in the Bath defensive line. And a brilliant, brilliant Bristol score. Brilliant from Ravovo, and the hidden brilliance of Janci Van Rensburg.
And a double-figure lead for the Bears. Pat Lam couldn't have scripted it any better.
So good from Bristol. I thought when Ravovo was running back, could he possibly turn it into something? It's a bit naive from Will Muir, to be honest. He shouldn't have raced all that way. If you're on your own as a winger running that distance, just hold back, hold your feet, and let him make his own decision. Don't make the decision for him and let him up the touchline.
What a time for your first Premiership try of the campaign. James Dunn, born in Bath, forged in Bristol.
It's the speed of ball at the minute too, Ali. Bath, when they get on this break, Bristol, Bath can't seem to stop it. The ball's over the top, short. I don't know how Bristol can continue at this speed.
Bath don't want to. Bath just walk back for the kickoff, partly because Bristol's tails are up, but partly because they don't want an open game with their big forwards tiring for Bristol to exploit. They want to use their muscle, play a little bit more structured. Bristol happy for their forwards to be tired.
Seven.
Even Finn's broken sweat.
Hurry up, five.
I'll tell you what, it was a good tackle on Bill Matter by Finn. That try might have been scored a lot earlier if he hadn't chopped him.
Well, that last pass just a little bit loose, allowing for this Bath line
Still
out.
five. Good time.
Ted Hill has it, Quinn Rue is around him. Ewells, that's scrappy. Tidied up by Dunn. Been such a shining light this season, Tom Dunn.
Go quick.
Stewart on the carry, has the wherewithal to leave it and move forwards, and then spills it. And the initiative wrested back by Bristol.
Just a bit of desperation from Bath there on the pick and go. Both Stewart and Barbary saw the opportunity, almost got in each other's way. But how about this by Ravovo, Chris?
Lads, timing on engagement wasn't.
That's where Will Muir didn't need to commit so early. All the pressure was on Ravovo, but for him to turn into that, it's just Fijian class, really. You can't teach a player to do that. It's either in him or not.
Just follow it up with a casual no-looker.
He'd be someone I'd follow around the pitch, I know that much, Ali. And the headband. I mean, what kind of winger was a headband? It's unbelievable.
What could have been, Ashley? What could have been? He might have been iconic.
On the way up to commentary, I actually walked past him and took on the pitch and I said, score a couple of crackers, will you? So that's good enough for me.
Stay in the scrum.
Look at those numbers. Crazy, crazy numbers. 96 tries each in the regular campaign and here tonight. Extraordinary.
They look as though they're set up to run here too.
Bind.
McGinty and Ravovo are really flat. You wouldn't necessarily associate that with a fly half that's about to kick the ball.
Big old shot from the Bath pack here. It's there for Randall. McGinty feeds Williams. McGinty on the loop. Ravovo this time shut down at source by Ajomo.
Got his shin snapped by that tackle. What a hit that was. Packs the Jomo. Incredible, they're off again. Oh, I'll tell you what, there's a yellow card here.
Yellow for Revovo. Obstructing Ben Spencer. Bristol down to 14.
It is 10 metres forward.
And a really significant moment, you feel.
Well, he's got unbelievable feet, this guy. But if you take them off, he can't do anything. How about this from a Jomo? Oh, wow. What a shot that is. And then as Spencer tries to go quickly on the tap, he can't resist. Just moving the foot. There we go. Just lifts that right foot up, right in front of Christoph Ridley.
Like either of your angle. Go back to the line.
10 in the bin for Calavati Revovo, which will be of great relief, no doubt, to the Bath supporters, who can now celebrate their first points of the evening. They're on the board. Bath 3, Bristol. All 14 men of them now, 10.
Really smart from Ben Spencer too, just with a 10-0 down, he could have easily just calmed everything down and gone for the post, but because of the type of player he is, he's willing to take the risk, wanting to speed the game up, take the tap. Would he rather to try over the 3 points, Benny, I think?
Possibly, but it also shows a bit of intent from them to make that decision. Don't get carried away, just chip away at that scoreboard. I think going for a score with the penalty might have just maybe given an impression that they were prepared to play fast and loose, which is Bristol's game.
It's going to be just that little bit harder to do now with one of their men off the field. They have to fill that space and dig in. Spencer's clearance.
The trouble for Bristol now is the Bath are actually the best team in the league. When the opposition is down to 14 men, scoring average 8 points, so Bristol have got to be even more on it now for the next 8.5 minutes. There we see it there, Ali. Average. The sin bin in. They score 7.65 points.
Bristol in possession though, and Mata has it. Done, the try scorer. Ibitoy. And the ball very nearly stripped by Russell. Instead it's with Harding. Luatua can't cling on to that. It's now Bath's ball.
That's the danger for Bristol, isn't it? They're just losing a couple in the offload, but they don't want to temper that, because that's their point of difference. It's just got to be accurate. They were inaccurate at times last week against Harlequins, let Harlequins back into the game. That man, Pat Lamb, said at just after half-time, didn't he? That's not us, that's not how I want my team to play.
I don't think they can stop Benny. They don't know any other way, to be honest. It's go, go, go. And it was half a gap. It was half there, but just got to make sure that you keep hold of the ball.
It's the headspace here, Christoph. I can't get my head in.
Will take
I can't get my head in.
Here Ellis Gaines just saying he can't get his head in. That's what happened on the last scrum when Bath got on top. They crowded Bristol. Bristol had to take a step back at the last second.
Yes.
Down go the front rowers. Russell giving that a proper hoof. Hewards calls for the mark.
And Christoph Ridley was almost in that scrum. He couldn't get his head any closer. Ellis Gaines was talking to him while his head was in the scrum, I think. Look how close he is.
Let's just say, I can't get my head in. It's too tight. It's too close. He doesn't want to change his foot position. He doesn't want to concede the ground and put his feet back just as the ball's about to come in.
Russell, quick line out to himself. Will Muir just starts to stretch his legs. Done. Through the gain line. Russell, Jomo, Redpath. Round Van Rensburg. And then that final pass again
It's an advantage,
Not going to hand. Knock-on advantage. Ibitoye sensing there might be something on here. Flings it over the top.
Over for knock-on.
That's the kind of unconventional stuff we expect from Ibitoye. Luatua really opening up. Fitzharding does so well to hang on to that. Ogre wants it. They've got huge numbers here, Bristol. Massive overlap. McGinty through the hole. Not quite. Bath properly on the scramble. Might be stretched here on the edge. Van Rensburg to Dunn. Blue, black and white bodies beginning to move into position now defensively as Kloska takes it in. Tom Dunn lying in the way. This is Ibitoye.
Released and picked up.
Pepper searching for it. Ogre. Lovely footwork from Ogre. Genge arriving at speed. McGinty. James Dunn again one-handed. Now back against the grain. Offloads to Kloska. Harding. Genge. Ogre once more. The handling is exceptional at the moment from the Bears. 5 metres away. Dunn again. Bath hanging on. But importantly, Pepper's over the ball. And a turnover that will bring so much relief to the wreck. There might be something on the counter now to Glanville. Do not take your eyes off this. Oh, Russell looking for distance. It's just gone almost directly up in the air and away into touch. And there are already some very, very tired bodies out there, Ben.
Where do we start? Where do we start with that? Absolutely brilliant.
It's constantly on. Oh, yeah. Can you just check that no one's buttons on?
Ibitoye, he's been getting off his wing as much as he can. He uses that acceleration. He loves that ball over the top once he commits the last defender. Barbary puts the shoulder through him, but the ball's already gone. Brilliant from Luatua to skip round.
Time off, yeah.
How good a take was that from Fitzharding? And as they play in the wide channel, McGinty gets a little injury here.
It's just like someone's buttons constantly open to me.
Could have gone there, actually. I think that might have been the score if they'd gone. And Ellis Genge's footwork, he was isolated, got back to McGinty. Oh no, there's McGinty's little shoulder shot coming in.
So good from Genge, because he looks like he's gone the wrong way, but he gets himself out of it and cuts out two defenders, creates the self. And this is Finn Russell's brain explosion slightly. That's why not everybody can play scrum half.
Okay, if that's the case, apologies. My bad.
Just saw there Pepper actually, his turnover, he actually puts his hands on the ground first, but because the palms are facing up, as it comes back onto the ball, it looks okay. If the palms are on the facing down onto the grass and then come back onto the ball, it's a worse picture for the referee. Huge intervention from Guy Pepper. He had a couple of little dabbles at a couple of other breakdowns in the lead up to that. Finally got what he wanted, but I think his fly half Finn Russell got quite what he wanted.
Less than 3 minutes to play out on the yellow card for Avovo. They've done brilliantly to this point, navigating this period, Bristol.
Advantage, he's changed bind onto the
It's with Ogre. Stewart's been penalised. Ogre off the left peg.
Will Stewart changed bind onto the ball carrier.
But the penalty against the Bath tight head, well within the McGinty range.
I do think Christoph Ridley's been quite harsh on Bristol. He's not given them too much. We saw Dunn rolling on the floor in the way they're keen to get the tee on, but they don't want it.
Lads.
They want to keep playing, keep burning the clock down. I don't know if that's the right decision.
Yeah, it's Ellis Genge, wasn't it? Shouting, keep the pressure on them, keep the foot on the throat. It's a great decision if they score here.
Playoff game.
Yeah, no.
They've been bold. They've banged it into the corner.
They've got a good line-out drive. They are, for all their attacking brilliance with ball in hand, they've always had a good line-out drive. Scored one last week against Harlequins.
Charlie, step off.
come Bristol, with the bellow of the wreck ringing in their ears. It's been snaffled by Quinru of Bath.
How do you explain that then?
Guys, get outside.
Balls there, that's your own player trapping that.
Not part of the master plan.
Okay, Ben, use it. Timing.
Spencer clears, Noah Heward's onto it. Oh, can't hang onto it. Muir has it.
Stepped off.
Bath now. Through Russell, looking for the spiral, looking for a 50-22. It's going to be short of that, but they'll take that relief for sure.
Oh, what a turnaround. I mean, the key moments, getting the calls right or getting the checkouts right. Matter entering the line out, but there's someone already there. They took a gamble. It's been read really well by Quinru, who stands in the position that Bill Matter was meant to run into and take the ball over the line from the scrum half position.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's the issue. If you decide not to go for 3 points and you go in the corner and serve up that, not okay.
No contest.
Now, this time it works a treat, and Harding offloads to Ivitoye. Randall, pressure from Spencer. Muir, bundled. Big drive as well from Ogray and Batley.
Good contest.
Turning everything into a scrap here, Bristol.
Ogray did so well there. He positioned himself perfectly on the kick to make the tackle, bounce back to his feet and counter-ruck.
That's fine, he's just pulled
It's only
into the
some
side.
really good play from Bath that kept hold of the ball.
Got to catch this one, Bristol. Can't lose another one.
Ivitoye eyes to the heavens. It's Muir's ball. So good aerially. Stewart flings that into no man's land. Hewells rumbles onto it. Russell. A Jomo. Now then, something might be opening up. Russell plays 9. Pepper takes it on. Quinru for company. Redpath running onto that pleasingly. Barbary hangs on. Muir trips over Ivitoye. Abano now. Still they build. Still Bristol holding with 14 men. Pepper. Russell probing. Fucking a singer. Route 1. It's Bristol's penalty. And that's the end of the yellow card period as well. Van Rensburg sticking his head where it hurts. And Bath thwarted again. Ravovo back with us.
And he's back. What a set that is from Bristol. Even when the ball's going wide and they're over the top, they're able to recover. Noah Heward just getting himself in the way. It doesn't matter with Big Joe. But Van Rensburg straight over the ball. Such good defence from Bristol. They're being so efficient in getting out the breakdown, getting back to the feet, getting numbers in the defensive line. Really making it difficult for Bath to find holes. Yes, they're getting up the touchline, but they're not getting enough momentum from it, from the next phase, to make any inroads.
We'll have a word with Bath's director of rugby in a moment or two. Let's see how this line-out plays out. Bristol navigating that 10-minute spell without concession, other than the initial Russell penalty.
Don't change, lads. Okay, they're bound in now. Stay there. That's white to ground.
Leave me.
All backwards.
Williams. Van Rensburg. Kick pass for Ivitoye, has to chase back. Muir shadowing him, gets his man.
He backed off.
Williams again, very comfortable at first receiver. Van Rensburg, done. Batley, Luatua. Penalty Bath.
Again, Christoph.
Fans on their feet and having to have eagle eyes here because Redpath has fed Barbary, and then Van Rensburg has again arrived at a crucial moment, Ben.
Unbelievable. Van Rensburg, a one-man wrecking ball to anything Bath look to do in attack on this touchline.
All good.
Great little break from Cam Redpath. Barbary wants it. Just think you want him to tuck his head there, but it's Van Rensburg.
He's in touch.
Comes in, puts the shot on, forces the error.
Yeah.
Let's have a word with Johan van Graan. Johan, how do you think your side are faring, weathering this intensity, this Bristol storm at the moment?
Yeah, it's certainly a battle, isn't it? I think, you know, we kicked the ball in behind. They got out of their 22, and that's how their try came. It's certainly a massive intensity from both sides, so we've just got to weather the storm and go play by play.
Are you looking for a little bit more structure? I'm guessing the really loose stuff perhaps favours them a little bit more than you. Is that one of the messages you'll be looking to impart?
Yeah, look, we've just got to make sure that we impose our game on them. I thought we started really, really well. They came back. Both sides are throwing punches.
Good stuff. Thanks so much for your time.
Thanks, Ellie.
Players taking this little opportunity to take a breath, and it is one of those evenings where if you happen to have access from wherever that is, you are taking it.
No problem with their ticket prices, mind you. Probably is quite an expensive ticket, isn't it? The being in Bath.
Well, it's really impossible to overstate the significance of rugby in this city.
Okay. Sorry, Woody.
People craning their necks from all angles, in all places. Williams did well to get that away to Randall.
So
Good tackle from Pepper, who is throwing himself everywhere tonight. Done.
Flat.
Randall's down, holding his right shoulder, looks in a lot of pain.
Heward thinks he might have the beating of Ted Hill on the outside. I think he's been disabused of that notion. Williams. Randall still immobilised. That's a problem for Bristol. Genge feeds Van Rensburg. And the ball loose and taken in by Spencer. And here's Roux finding Muir. Muir through the middle. Good tackle from Ibitoye, read that well.
Advantage over.
Russell, Ajomo to Glanville. Once more the ball stolen, but not legally by Viliame Mata. Opportunities here for Bath, and meantime very concerning
Time off.
anxieties over Harry Randall's fitness.
He's trying to shake the medics off and just carry on. The problem he's going to face is every time he passes off his right hand, that arm's going to go across his body and compress the injury. I've had one of those. You're trying to roll the ball back to your side and your shoulder digs into the turf.
Didn't look like too much though, did it? It was not for moving as soon as he'd done it. I don't think there was much to it at all. I mean, the game's hard enough playing without a scrum half and you know when to get to the breakdown to control things. Bristol were always going to lose the way there.
There's a heartbreaker for Randall. A heartbreaker for Bristol supporters as well.
You're going for corner. Yeah.
So
Definitely,
much the tempo guy. Kieran Marmion's got a big old job to do now at 9. The first defensive detail for the Bears.
Yeah, this is where Bath have been the best team all year, winning a penalty, stick it 5-7 metres out, and you score a try somehow in the 22. They've done it with ease this season so far. This is where they really feel comfortable.
Even if they don't go over from the maul, they are so good on the pick and go. Benno Urbano, Will Stewart, Alfie Barbary, Pepper, all really good pick and go merchants.
Here's Spencer fucking a singer. Barbary, Bath rattling the cage now.
Context.
Fitzharding stayed in the fight long enough to get the decision from Christoph Ridley. I suspect Ben Spencer will argue the toss.
Exposed, he's straight on it, holding on. Of course, yeah, of course.
Fourth time Bath have been penalised at the breakdown.
it was a bit like Tom Dunn incident that Bristol had. There's a player in the way slightly. He just completely stops Ben Spencer.
Isn't it? Just hold it a second,
Just slow down, please.
Time's off.
Andrew Jackson is our TMO.
Rivovo, just Barbary coming into his channel.
Just wanting to have another look at this challenge from Rivovo.
Kickoff, check.
Yes, coming up to the screen.
I'm not sure it's not just his chest that connects with the head of Barbary.
Kickoff, I'm going to show you head contact by white 14.
Problem quite obviously here, if he gets another yellow, that's red.
Well, his problem is it's a dominant tackle. He's going forward and up. What might save him is I think it's his chest. And they might say that's not as high danger as a head or a shoulder, but I don't know, that right shoulder maybe does catch him.
We're talking shoulder to head, aren't we?
Yeah, the right shoulder from that angle definitely catches him, doesn't it?
Yeah, I agree. Okay, Jacko, just on the screen, we're seeing very, very minimal contact to the head and almost all of it through the body and onto his chest.
Yeah, the first point of contact is chest on chest, and then the shoulder comes through.
Exactly, so not only is he absorbing the tackle, not only is a lot of the force through the body, there is a very subtle contact with the head, so we're talking penalty only.
Yeah, I agree.
Thank you.
I agree with that, Ali, actually. I'm all for it. I know I'm saving my winger friend too, but I do think it was more chest, like Benny explained pretty well. Just doesn't look great because Rivovo's so upright.
He goes upright because he's trying to make more room for the tackle, because he's not expecting Barbary to come into that channel.
It's as soft as it could be.
He almost stands up, doesn't he, to give himself room.
3 points, taking Bath to 6 and back within 4. And Bristol remain with 15 men on the field, having a little word with Jordan Crane, who's clearly played a very significant role this week. The intensity of the Bristol defence tonight is a step up, several step ups, I would argue, from pretty much anything we've seen this season.
Jordan Crane is mic'd up to Pat Lam, and we just saw him talking.
He's normally got a camera on too.
Speaking to Rivovo, just saying, calm down. You're on a yellow. Got to be squeaky clean.
Yeah, I think Bath should have gone for. I think should have gone for the try there. I think it's easier now for Bristol to hang on for 90 seconds than it is hang on down that end of the field.
Well, Van Rensburg has won the restart, and Genge is pirouetting. Marmion fishing for it. Luatua.
Backed off.
Genge again, involved in so many of those first up carries. Back to the short side again, Batley, who's been excellent in recent weeks. Pepper looking for it, but penalised. I think the tackler actually was the man. Tackler not rolling.
No attempt to roll, number 4.
The concern was actually over Quinn Rue rather than Guy Pepper on that occasion. So last chance of points potentially in this half for AJ McGinty.
It's over here.
Ellis Genge hit this ruck, still meaning business. Sees Pepper over the ball.
Yes.
Straight in his ribs. He's not for tiring yet, is Ellis Genge. This is what I mean with the decision of Bath. He could have been up there putting pressure on. Probably would have lent to a try with how they started off the line out. Really let Bristol off the hook, going for 3 points and coming back down.
Clean strike from McGinty, driving Bristol in front on the stroke of half-time. What a battle this has been. So much intensity, so much fire and fury and pace in particular. The Bears with the only score from James Dunn. McGinty's kicking doing the rest. Bath with a couple of penalties from Finn Russell. They know they're in a scrap here this evening. Half-time in the opening playoff of the Gallagher Premiership. Bath 6, Bristol 13. Yes, 40 minutes to the final. And a change that's had to be made in the Bath back row. Miles Reid is on. And he's on because Alfie Barber has had to be replaced on account of an injury. And of course, in the opening half, we saw that change at scrum half for Bristol with Kieran Marmion on for Harry Randall. Bristol very much setting the pace and the agenda this evening. They broadly wrestled this game into the sort of match that they want at this point. Question is, Ben, can they continue in the same motion? Can they withstand the power of the Bath bench as well?
They wanted the half-time whistle to go. Bath will have, and would have wanted to just address a few things. Miles Reid, actually, potentially, the way the game is, Bath won't be too upset by that. Barbary, that's not quite as mobile as Reid, and Reid is an extra threat. We've seen Pepper getting in and over the top of the ball. Reid will do that as well. They'll have that twin threat. If Bristol play loose, the problem for Bath is stopping Bristol offloading, so they actually get some rucks or some ball on the floor that they can attack.
And an early penalty for Bath, which Russell has put pretty tight to the line. What is that, 9 metres out or so? Remember, for all the brilliance of Bristol, and there was so much of it, just 7 points in front. Ewells to Spencer, red path. A little bit of assistance from Muir and a Jomo.
Advantage.
A penalty given up. Spencer to the short side. Russell and Ted Hill will score. Statement made right at the start of the second half.
What a great response from Bath, and Finn Russell again being that extra man looping round the corner. But Bill Matter, Pat Lam will be going absolutely mad watching this, because he gives away a soft penalty, and then in looking at the referee he hesitates, and all of Bristol hesitate. Look, they're all looking, what was that for, ref? And in that moment, the blind side's left free. Finn Russell sweeps round and delivers to Ted Hill, and the Rec breathe a huge sigh of relief and a collective cheer.
What a conversion. That is excellent. Bath are level. And Ted Hill, on the occasion of his 50th first-team appearance, with a really important score.
Actually, this is what Benny was saying about Pat Lam won't be happy. Look at this, 3 bodies on the short side, almost walking. You've just come out on the pitch of half-time. You can't amble round a corner, not have a look what's on the short side. That's the reason Bath got the try.
It's those defenders, but I also think because the soft penalty's been given, that's why they all just stop when they get there.
And it also gives Bath the freedom to play and throw a pass that they fancy a chance on. They might not have done that had they not had the penalty.
Hammer blow to the Bears' evening for sure. 200 tries in all competitions now, Bath this season. Stewart smashed by Reid. Does well to protect the ball.
Ogre does well, but there's a foot over the top of the ball there, just making it hard for Marmion.
Genge to McGinty, Williams, Ibitoye, Ravovo waiting out wide. Redpath watching carefully. Mata. Had to be a good tackle from Ewells, didn't it? Harding holds it back. Luatua searching for the support player. It's Genge who's wrapped up in the challenge by Miles Reid. That's 2 big shots in as many minutes from the new man. Crazy strength and depth in that Bath back row. Once again, McGinty goes to the kick pass, lands it on a sixpence. Ravovo can't pick it up. One-handed gather from Russell. That was nonchalant. Off he goes in search of recovery. Tricky bounce from McGinty. Heward now. Williams. Mata. Abano's waiting for him. Van Rensburg. Bath smothering Bristol at the moment, giving them no oxygen at all. Batley, he's driven back. The ferocity of the Bath defence has been raised significantly. Done through the middle. Harding on his shoulder. Another brilliant offload. McGinty's there. Revovo opens up. Through one defender. Ted Hill's going to have to chase him down. Hurdles the next. Hill makes the tackle. Penalty Bristol. Holding on from Ben Spencer. Desperate times calling for desperate measures. And all of the wreck will be grateful for the intervention of Ted Hill.
Oh, incredible. Bristol totally on the back foot. Revovo makes this break, and Ted Hill, the speed that he's got to give himself, thankfully a little stumble there, gives him half a chance, but what a tackle, and then he drags him towards the touchline.
We are shouting here, Revovo, give it inside, but no, he was going to finish it himself. And he even had the awareness to release the ball before he's gone in touch, and his team have still got the ball.
So dangerous, just bursting with talent and proving an almighty threat tonight.
Jancy van Rensburg in at scrum half, ready to come into that if needs be. There he is, the man on the ball. Really good defence from Bath.
Kloska snared by Pepper. The captain, Fitz Harding, crazy work rate all season, sloughing into tackles, finding holes for offloads. Through the middle they go. James Dunn again is close. Marmion wants it. Williams has it. Holds it up nicely. Heward gets it wide, and Ibitoye has to check and regather. Still he's finding a way through. Genge on a really good line.
What a carry that is.
10th carry of the match for Ellis Genge. Once more, swung wide by McGinty, on the bounce to Revovo. Is that not in touch? Flag stays down. And Bath come up trumps. And Finn Russell has his hands on it. Hammers it deep. And safely away beyond halfway. Changes being made. Bristol bringing on Max Laheath and Pedro Rubiolo. An early deployment after only 7.5 minutes of the second half. Kloska and Dunn, the men to make way. And here comes Thomas du Toit. The luxury of one of the world's best tight heads, replacing one of the world's best tight heads. Fans on their feet for Will Stewart.
Come on, please.
Hill. Lovely ball for Jomo to work with. Red pass to de Glanville. Singer calls for the grubber through. He's chasing hard here. It's going to sit for him. Big Joe's in. Delirium all around the wreck. Bath breaking the game open.
They finally get some pace in those wide channels, and it causes Bristol to overchase a ball that's going to stick into the turf and bounce up. Nice route around play. Bristol actually defend it really well, but the kick is superb at the right time. Nothing Heward can do to recover. Ibitoye thinks Revovo's going to come across, but he sees the pace. of Thokanasinga outside. He accelerates the ball, digs into the turf, sits up for Thokanasinga, and a beautiful finish from the big winger. Bath, absolutely different side in this second half.
They have come flying out of the blocks in this second period.
It's just on the kick here, Ali. It's actually Revovo, the opposition side winger. He doesn't get across, he doesn't work early enough to collect that kick. I know the bounce doesn't go his way, of course, but I just feel if he'd have given himself 2 more metres across the pitch, he would have had more time to read the bounce of the ball, which ultimately fell to Big Joe.
And the very different celebrations in the stadium, the fans going nuts. Bruce Craig, the owner, head down, a quiet clench of the fist. So many millions, so much heartache. Since 2010 until this season, just the Challenge Cup of 2008 to show for his investment and for all of their efforts. Now potentially a treble. Heward in challenge with Thokanasinga. We'll have a word with Pat Lam in a moment or two. Here's Laheath. And just as we saw that first up intensity on the defence from Bristol in the first half, so we're seeing it now from Bath as well. Harding through the gain line. Genge turbocharged this evening.
Backwards.
McGinty, Williams, Ibitoye, quick hands, Heward, Revovo, forwards. So let's bring in Pat Lam. Pat, you had such an extraordinarily good first half. Intensity levels on both sides of the ball were remarkable. Scored that brilliant try, but the wind rather taken out of your sails in the opening 10 minutes here of the second half.
Yeah, that's rugby. You know, they got their purple patch at the moment, and you know, but a lot of faith in the boys and belief. We're nice and calm behind the sticks. A couple of bounces of the ball. When I put their heads on, I heard what Ashley was saying. He's right. We just talked about Colour, probably left himself 2 meters to cover that. And that's what it's going to be. That's what semi-finals rugby is about. It's going to be moments. They've had 2 good moments now, but there's a long way to go. But what a great game.
Yeah, you broke up the structure really effectively in that first half to the point where your offloading game was really fluid. Are you confident you can wrestle that sort of effort back?
Yeah, 100%. I think we missed a few, points there. We're a little bit at that breakdown. Some of the decisions that they're able to slow the ball will be lined on our side. So hopefully we'll get that sorted. No, there's no panic. The boys are good to stay with us, get the ball, and stay to the plan.
A quick word on Harry Randall.
Yeah, very sad. He's pretty devastated back there. It looks pretty serious, I think, the shoulder. But Kieran Marmion, he's a trooper, and we won't lose much there. And he's got the job to do there and drive the game, and he's done a couple of good things already.
Yep, been there, done it, of course, Kieran Marmion. Pat, thanks so much for your time.
No problem, thank you.
Part of the Pro 12 win under Pat Lam with Connacht back in 2016, as we see the exit of Tom Dunn, the arrival of Niall Annett at hooker for Bath. Finn Russell. Ajomo, lovely little show of the ball. So the dummy wasn't being bought by Williams. And McGinty's come over the top. And he's been penalised by Christoph Ridley. And the momentum at the moment all with Bath.
Yeah, Bath tails up. Spencer goes straight, rips the ball, says, no, I'm kicking this into touch. We're going to keep tightening the screw. He's got to find his touch. Just gets it spot on.
I haven't seen too much of him yet, ball in hand, Jomo, but this is actually a really bad position to attack from because it's not wide and it's not narrow. You see, they've only got one clean it. Should have gone through it there, McGinty. He shouldn't have gone round the side. He should have been driving through it, which Bristol have done really well tonight, but not on that occasion.
Tom Don, by the way, off for blood, so it's possible we'll see him again. But in the meantime, here's Niall Annett, retiring at the end of the season, keen to go out on his shield. Finds his man in Ewells, the transfer to Quinn-Roo. Annett looking for more bodies to the left.
Particularly looking for Du Toit, who's so good in these aspects of the game.
Here he is, Du Toit, making ground where seemingly there was none. Miles Reid doing similarly. Some muscular stuff through the gain line. Ewells. Straightforward, uncomplicated assault and battery at the moment. And a no-arms challenge from Bristol, giving up the penalty. Bath with a free shot here. Spencer, Russell to Glanville, Muir screaming for it on the outside. Here's the horse.
Yeah, grounding's open and stuff.
A thoroughbred finish, which has Bath fans on their feet again, dreaming of Twickenham.
Well, their strike rate in the second half has been superb every time they've been down here. They're playing with the advantage after Ogre's no-arms tackle. And as soon as they tie Bristol in narrow, look at the space out wide, Muir's arm in the air. It's all lateral defensively. Hewitt gets there, does everything he can, but he just runs out of metres. And Muir knows exactly how much room he's got to play in, and just gets that right arm fend out the long left hand place. And Bruce Craig looks a little bit more relaxed than when the last try went in.
Immaculate from Russell. 27 points to 13. 25 minutes left to seal the deal.
Well, de Glanville actually doesn't do very much to help Will Muir. He has to do it all himself. It's the fend, it's the use of the space that he's got around him, and the ability to get the ball out and over the try line. He had a lot to do there, Will Muir, and he managed to finish it really well.
9th of the season, very much an England contender for the tour this summer. So good all across the park, isn't he? On the restarts, he's always up there, getting an arm in. We know the power and the pace that he provides out wide as well.
Bath been much more of a second half team. 55 tries they've now scored in second halves against 18 for the opposition.
They've just entered a whole different level in this past, what, 6-7 minutes? They've just completely upped it.
Forwards from Heward, knock-on advantage. Spencer thumps it downfield. The long striding Muir chasing hard. Ibitoye. Bristol need magic. Has been knocked forwards. It's a call coming in from Luke Pearce, and you can just hear and feel the wave in behind the home side now.
It's energy, isn't it? The players giving it to the fans, and the fans giving it back to the players, and this is typified in the kick chase. Spencer makes this kick, really nice kick, but look who it is. After Muir gets there, who's first there? Absolutely brilliant. Doesn't make the tackle, but he forces Ibitoye to go somewhere he doesn't want to, and then makes the mistake. Brilliant from Spencer, great work rate. Gets into position, accelerates, forces him back to the side he doesn't want to go, and there's 3-4 blue and black and white shirts all around him. He knocks the ball on.
So that's the opposite of what Will Muir did first half, because Spencer knows he's got these players on his left-hand side. Force him down that way, and everybody can get over the ball instantly, but still you've got to have the want to kick the ball and chase it 50 metres. That's what I'm saying, the level have just changed for Bath. The scrummer's banging it, and he wants to get after it as well.
What a sight. What a place, what a cauldron tonight. So good to see a side as top class as Bath are, being stung into action by the most vigorous of starts by the Bristol Bears. They've got to find another gear now. Spencer down the short side, very, very close indeed.
Advantage, no clear release.
Pepper with an advantage. And it's going to be another yellow. I think it's Kieran Marmion who's been singled out here. So now they've lost both nines. Marmion to the bin, Randall injured. I think that will mean Jimmy Williams stepping in most likely.
2 minutes Spencer's had. Makes the kick chase, forces the error. And then look, eyes come up, no one down that blind side. Marmion's already gone one-on-one with Ravovo.
Interesting choice, to be honest. Ben Spencer up the short side into Ravovo, but he's willing to take that risk and take those meters, knowing that his team will back him, pick and go, get to the try line.
And this does provide Bristol with a proper conundrum. If it is Williams, he's enormously versatile, very skillful player, but asked to do the job in a playoff.
Another ball went straight in front of the hooker. Sorry, lads. Another ball.
I'd put Ibitoye there, Ali. Let him be free.
I'm signing up for that.
Little shade of a rugby league scrum half. Ibitoye or...
It would be chaos. Just let him go.
Maybe Yeke Volgari. Very similar.
Bath looking to try and put this match out of reach. Red path launched. Spencer buzzing around the ruck. Pepper. Mata with the tackle. Bath assembling. So ruthless from this sort of range. Miles Reid has a crack. Reid is close. Christoph Ridley as close as he dare. Spencer. Russell. Surely in they go! Max Ajomo looks to the heavens and says, finals rugby, please!
Finn Russell's basically got into the crowd. Wants the ball back. Just looking for a possible knock-on here in the build-up. Nothing Ravovo can do there. He's got 2 men to mark in Ajomo, and just that hesitation that Russell causes by starting to throw one pass, then throwing the other. Always just going to be an arm tackle, but I think they're just in the background. The TMO's looking at the pick and go and whether there was a slight knock-on.
It is interesting how Ben Russell quickly went to get the ball from the crowd. Not usually his first thought.
That, of course, an irrelevance now. Kicking the conversion, it's neither here nor there. But Max Ajomo touching down for their 4th of this half and their 100th in the Gallagher Premiership this season.
That's such a good angle to show the effect that what Finn Russell does on Ravovo. As he starts to go, comes back, starts to go, and then the ball's thrown short. And he's totally got his weight on the wrong foot.
And Ajomo's return to fitness and to form so timely. Of course, in the absence of Ollie Lawrence, who did so much to get Bath into this sort of position. Had another outstanding season before injury laid him low with that Achilles problem, which is going to take a long old time to fix. Happily, recovery coming along nicely, we understand. Jack Bates is on the field for Bristol. Mata. Bath have not afforded him too much space tonight. Van Rensburg.
Advantage. Charlie, you've got to do better than that.
Ogray doing the job at 9 for the time being, but the whistle blown and Ewell's penalised.
I think it's Ibitoye at scrum half there, Ali.
Cam, I just
got your wish, seemingly.
You just held him
For now.
I text Pat and said...
Just for all neutrals, make it happen. So McGinty taking territory. Bristol need to turn the tide here, somehow or other.
Number 4 Bath, yeah.
Ibatoye is just stretching Urbano out because he's got cramp.
We didn't see the Munster men doing that for the Sharks players, didn't last week?
Well, Urbano, I think, is going to be relieved of his duties because Francois van Wyk has come on, and Josh Bayliss also, I believe. Bayliss for Quinn Roux, which probably means Ted Hill moving into the row, I suspect. In the meantime, Rubiolo gathers it in for Bristol. Ravovo, the man most likely as far as the Bears are concerned tonight. Mata. Luatua.
The issue is for Bristol with Ibatoye playing scrum half is you can't go to any set piece moves because he won't necessarily know who's running where and who to hit. So they've just got to play. They love it anyway, Bristol, just off the cuff rugby.
And you just lose that roving presence, don't you? Such a menace popping up in all sorts of different places at unexpected moments. Fitzharding within sight of the 5-metre line. A lot of earnest toil here at the moment from Bristol. Not moving upfield a great deal. Rubiolo looks to change that picture. Lahif.
Backwards.
Harding. He's taken by Dutoy and Bayliss. And has to turn and swivel. Ibatoye. Williams. Most phases they've been through. Rubiolo again. Terrific signing from Newcastle Falcons.
It's a lot to ask here from the Bristol forwards, just expecting them to keep getting up and carrying up and carry. They can't continue. AJ McGinty's got to take it off them at some point.
Still they hover around that 5-metre line. And Bath are digging deep. Lovely pick-up from Williams. Ravovo sweeping round. Bates, plenty to do. In comes de Glanville. Williams again on a short line. Bath bodies underneath it. Held up. Over the line. Genge was hopeful. Blue, black and white shirts everywhere.
You felt that was it, didn't you? If Bristol are going to come back, they needed that. Ellis Genge comes back on the hard line, trying to catch defenders looking in at the breakdown, but they're alert to him.
Sorry, what am I slowing it down for?
And a little bit like him in the first half, in the almost identical position. Annett falls backwards with him, rolls him onto his back and keeps the ball off the deck.
Just so well there, Annett, just using Genge's body weight as you see him leave the field, using his momentum to his advantage to roll him over the line, making sure he's got tight hold of the ball. But what a shift there from Ellis Genge, 65 minutes.
Are you off now?
Replaced by Jake Wilmore. Harry Thacker on for Gabe Ogre and Santi Grondona on the field as well. Grondona's replaced Bill Mata in the back row for Bristol. Time against them. 15 minutes left. 2.5 minutes to play out on the Marmy and yellow cards. Thacker.
Never actually on the ball.
McGinty. Van Wyk involving himself with Harding off the ball. Bath not rolling away.
He's still there. His legs are right across the entry. Well clear.
After's off the ball. Harding gets pushed.
I'm not sure. I'll find out.
Has a bit of head contact as a result. There's the first push. Gets pushed back into the man that he pushed.
Lads, time on yellow card,
So,
please.
once more, Bristol march into the Bath 22. Fitzharding knows they have to start taking their chances. Bath have been so superior in this second half. Weight of history against them, of course, as well. A good old rumble. The arm outstretched. The penalty advantage forthcoming.
More collapse.
Ibitoye to Grondona. Had an excellent debut for Bristol here back in October with a brace of tries.
Great
Williams. Terrific leg drive. Once more the pick and go. Bristol's forwards being asked to do an awful lot of heavy lifting. Double advantage, and the penalty now.
No. Yeah, we're playing advantage for it. You've got an option, mate. You've got a penalty here for not rolling or
Kieran Marmion is coming back on. It looked like there were a few more seconds left on the yellow card. So Marmion back with us. Bristol restored to 15 men.
Just a question whether we're going to go scrum or tap. Penalty.
Thacker ducking, diving, maybe scoring here. Once again, Bath doing an unbelievable job, a heroic defensive job. Bristol twice held up. Denied again.
Thacker thinks he's got it.
Come off.
It would have been
I'm just going to check
his initial grounding as he landed.
I've got it held up. I did lose sight of the ball for a very split second, but I've got it held up on field. That's my on-field decision. Can you just double-check the ball doesn't hit the line?
Yeah, will do.
It will only be as he falls in the tackle, because as soon as he got rolled, they got arms in on the ball. He's a bit nervous. He doesn't 100% know. No, that's always up.
Well, Miles Reid and Tom Dunn, the first bodies there from a Bath perspective.
So well to duck under the first. Reid and Dunn actually collide heads, but it's Miles Reid that does the main job. Keeps his firm grip on the ball.
This is the view the ref had. But this is the best view, isn't it? Right here.
It's almost too good of a carry from Thacker. Probably didn't expect to get through three bodies, and it's played into Bath's hands because he did so well.
Christoph, stick with your on-field decision. It's held up.
Well, Bath's defence probably hasn't had quite the raps that it might have had this season because their attack's been so good. But it is the best defence in the league, the most miserly defence in the league. And JP Ferreira's men have done a job there, twice in succession. Genge and Thacker both denied. And now 11 odd minutes remaining. A huge deficit to make up for the Bears. Harding.
Advantage, McGinty.
There's just no room in that midfield at all, is there?
No, Bath are going so hard at the breakdown, making Bristol commit so many numbers to the ruck that they don't have the bodies to attack with.
Well, at least they have a conventional scrum half. That was forward, surely. Grondona is marching onwards. And the call is made.
Nah, it was over.
Well, the difference between the two sides, Bristol have had three really good attacks, and they've not been able to capitalise on any of them. It feels like every time Bath have been down, they've scored a try, particularly in this second half.
Time's off, time off.
20 points a visit, that's pretty impressive, isn't it?
Maybe too late as well.
It's the end of the night for Tom Dunn. Once again, bleeding for the cause. The man looks like he's been through the mincer.
He's been shot with a shotgun. He's got blood pouring out of everywhere.
Well, nobody's given more to the Bath cause than Tom Dunn across 14
Christoph,
seasons.
check.
Yes, what are we checking, Jacko?
I don't
I'm
think
going to show you a deliberate knock-on.
Tom Dunn feels like he's played a game of rugby if he isn't bleeding.
Okay, this is from 10 Bath, potentially.
Looking at a potential deliberate knock-on.
Just on that tackle where
then, Jacko, please.
referee said it went off the Bath player.
The intervention of Maloney.
No, he's reaching to attack. I don't think that is.
Jacko, for me, that's not a deliberate knock-on. It's very much a natural tackling motion, so I'm going to stick with the fact that advantage was over, and then we had a secondary knock-on. Not deliberate, it's all natural tackling technique. Still your ball, advantage over, blue ball.
Bath possession at the scrum. They brought on Kieran Donoghue. And he's replaced Max Ajomo. There he is, the youngster who's been probably the prime breakout star amongst the youngsters from Bath this season. Brilliant try on debut, of course, against Newcastle. Great try against Bristol and Cardiff too, if you remember that one. Some wicked footwork. And just the man to open up a tired defence, you might think. Drives it through with an excellent grubber. And that's a 50-22. First touch from Kieran Donoghue.
Could have asked any better to score on there. Kick us a 50-22. Just nails it into the floor as hard as he can. Good tactics. It buys your team time. We were chasing, but I mean, it's now perfect. Let's hope he continues like that for the next 10 minutes. Could have an hat-trick.
Midas touch. He's a great talent.
Great to see Finn Russell sprint straight up to him, give him a big high five as well. Perhaps one day might be the person to take that number 10 shirt.
Yeah, playing in the centres now. He's played at fullback, he's played at fly half. Might be an outside shot for the England tour, actually.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he is. He's such a balanced runner. Got a great pass, he knows how to hit a line or take the outside arc.
Maloney with line-out ball. Miles Reed hammering into Fitzharding.
Don't push it into him.
9 minutes to play. 9 minutes away from the final, Bath. Bristol's chances ebbing away along with the clock.
Russell dropping back into the pocket at the moment.
Pepper taking it on still further. Bayliss.
Just fallen over him, he's done nothing wrong.
Happy to build the phases at the moment here. Josh Bayliss again.
Good effort, thank you.
Thomas Dutoy getting those enormous legs pumping. Reed trying to sap the life out of these Bristol forwards now. Tired bodies have given everything they've got. Annett taking over from where Ted Hill left out. And away it comes from Russell. Just too much in front of Cam Redpath.
Happy with it?
I think he left himself too much to do there, Cam.
Well, they're taking it quick.
Shoulder, no net contact.
Bristol. They know they've got to work super quick. But all the way from here. Nice handling to Ibitoye. And Thacker, who's shaking off those defenders. Russell just limping a little bit back into position. Batley for the Bears. Little jab forwards. Van Rensburg's onto it. And the offload is a good one. Marmion brought down quickly, though, by Singer. Bristol desperate to keep the momentum. And Fitzharding floats a beautiful ball to Jimmy Williams. Inside to Ibitoye. Big tackle from Donoghue.
Chosen not to place the ball.
Williams. Thacker. Harry Byrne is with us, and onwards they go through Max Laheath. A very weary Max Laheath by the look of things. Byrne dribbles it forwards. That's gone forwards, picked up by Van Rensburg.
Let's double check. I think so.
Christoph Ridley wants to check this out.
So Jacko, on field, I think he throws it backwards, and then it comes off the boot of a Bath player, and then picked up. Can we just make sure, please?
Yeah, we'll take a look.
Could be in for a very interesting 6 minutes.
But you threw it, and I just want to make sure it did come off a boot.
That's okay. That comes off the boot.
That's the boot. Happy, Jacko?
Yeah, we just rolled through to ground.
And guess who's there in prime position, as he's been all game?
Just going to have another look at the
Jancy Van Rensburg.
Okay.
I think he's actually maybe short with his first grounding, but the hand stays on the ball, doesn't it? Oh, no, it doesn't. Oh, that angle's going to kill Bristol. Third time they've been over the line in this half, and it's not counted.
Lifters at the stand is so unlucky, because that man has been everywhere for Bristol tonight. He started it off with a chip all the way down the other end of the pitch.
Jacko.
Small margins.
This is the one, isn't it? This angle here.
Oh, it touches the line. The point of it touches the line.
So we're just looking at whether that initial press is on the line, aren't we, Jacko?
Yeah, you may well have tried.
Thank you.
Try given. Van Rensburg for Bristol. And they claw their way back. Need the conversion here from Byrne, straight as a die. 34 points to 20. 14 points the difference. And only 6 minutes remaining. Is it really still possible?
Here, Alec, look at Van Rensburg, his line. He actually starts under the posts. He comes all the way around and chases it when none of his other teammates are really up to much. He's the only man, chases it on his own, collects it.
Makes the clear out as well.
And then decides to go and finish it himself in the corner too. What a bit of work there from Van Rensburg.
Some engine on him, hasn't he? Unbelievable.
An extraordinary player. Scored a try as well in October here in that win that the Bears enjoyed. And his durability is really the stuff of legend. Started 36 of the last 37 in the Premiership. And the Bears need 2 converted tries to take us into extra time.
Freebie to play here, though, with advantage.
Hold that mark, please, Piercy.
Marmion. Through Byrne, and now Bates. Another of the players Bristol born. Thacker. So well to free the arms up. Batley to Ravovo. If anybody can do it, it's probably this man. Marmion. Rubiolo.
Okay, advantage over.
Power from the Puma. Striding over halfway. Bristol still in with a sniff here. Marmion. Onwards to the skipper, Harding. Byrne over the top. That's forward, surely. Ravovo gathers. And everywhere around the wreck, you can hear the sigh of relief. They're just that dangerous. You cannot write them off.
Agony for the Bristol fans. Bath fans still comfortable, but their heart must have been in their mouths when that initial break was made.
So dangerous in this last 10 minutes, the Bristol team.
Ted, a couple of times you've been down. And
they mustn't be able to sustain the level that they are at. So they have to have a dip at some point in the game, and then I mean, it's not the second wind, it's about the 17th wind by the time we get to the last 10 minutes, but they're so dangerous in these last 10 minutes.
Well, we've seen it on countless occasions, haven't we? They can strike from anywhere. Remarkably, they will still believe. Don't forget, this is just the first instalment of the Gallagher Premiership playoffs. Tomorrow, we're at Mattioli Woods, Welford Road for Leicester against Sale from 2:45. It's going to be a thunderous battle. That really is going to be seismic. Bath are going to be a little bit anxious about Finn Russell. There's a
Big bruise, isn't there, on that?
suggestion of a grin from Russell, which might indicate bruising rather than anything too much more structural. But he's going to make his way off regardless. And listen to the reception for Finn Russell.
He's not, lads.
Not the Messiah yet.
You better hope that's not a dead leg, because that is hard to shift if he's only gone a week.
I think the physios might be in overdrive. So 4 minutes to navigate here for Bath. They have possession of the ball. Bristol still needing 2 7-pointers to drag this contest into extra time. Surely it's beyond them. Miles Reed tearing upfield again.
No, he's pinned. No, use it. Outside. Thank you.
This is where the game management of Ben Spencer will come into play. As Bates comes hurtling forwards, it's taken down eventually by Dutoit. And Spencer again is the controlling figure at the base. The calm presence. 4 Premiership titles with Saracens.
Okay, use Bath.
Fully understanding of what it takes.
Not now.
Quietly, calmly, upfield via the box kick. Bates on the 22. Wrestled to the ground by Bayliss. Batley, well met by Maloney. Thacker, Byrne, Williams, again Revovo on the flank. And once more Will Muir taking him around the ankles. Luatua, Bates, Revovo. Look at the acceleration, somehow past 2. Brought down on the 10-metre line, and Bates is there to continue the motion. Quickly from Luatua. Revovo appears again. Just beginning to wonder how many of him there are on the field. Marmion. Byrne. Williams. Saw the hole. Byrne throws the dummy. It's there for Marmion. It's gone forwards. The smallest of spills.
Dropped it into the floor.
Allowing Bath fans to think about what might unfold next Saturday afternoon at Twickenham. Bristol's race surely run now. Ben, time for your player of the match.
Wow, there's been so many he could have chosen on the Bath side. Finn Russell's been absolutely outstanding. The quality of his passing, I nearly gave it to him. I think in terms of other players, Ben Spencer, his work rate, his work ethic on those kick chases. Will Muir's obviously had another fine game, both aerially and scoring his try. But for me, this guy has been everywhere. And when they were on the ropes early on, he almost single-handedly kept them in. He was at every breakdown. He was a thorn in their side. He's already made, 17 tackles. Guy Pepper is our Gallagher Premiership player of the match.
Just feel like it's been a great team effort from Bath, especially in the second half. Everybody's had to play their part, no matter what it's been. It's cleaning, getting back on the floor. Defending some of Bristol's attack has been holding them up twice in this second half. The defence is what, in the end, does win you the Premiership.
There's someone I didn't mention who could easily have got player of the match. He wouldn't have made much to cheer him up, but I think Jancy van Rensburg has been absolutely outstanding tonight.
Over to you.
So the performance of Pepper underlined in its significance on account of this man's absence.
Okay, time back on, please.
Possession in the hands of those wearing blue, black and white. Qualifying with a home semi-final with 3 rounds to spare. Last year's runners-up, hunting the treble. 3 years ago, finishing bottom of the table, would have been relegated had the rules been different. Now look at them. A changed complexion all around the Rec, all around the city. The glory days of the 80s and the 90s have hung heavy for a lot of years on too many players. But they will get their shot.
As soon as they've got themselves into that almost unsurmountable position, the chat from the Bath players towards the Bristol players has gone through the roof. I just wonder, for all Johan van Graan saying, oh no, it's just we'll stick to our processes, I think the noises coming out of Bristol this week rattled them slightly, and they're making sure that they know who's won this game.
Flinty-eyed Johan van Graan. Backland knows the game is up. Their race is run, their work has been immense tonight, but it hasn't been enough. Facing the full force of Bath, who have control. And the countdown begins. Party time at the Rec. A stunning second half blitz that's killed off the Bears' brave challenge. For the second year running, Bath are Premiership finalists, runaway league leaders, booking in for the showpiece at Twickenham next Saturday. The treble is on, and now the question, can they realise their dream after years, after decades of underperformance? They've made the big show, and they've beaten Bristol, who were magnificent in that first 40 minutes, by 34 points to 20.